We are live and ready to go. Hello, everybody. Already doing? Ta-da! Oh, my camera got out of view. Oh, way out of view. I must have bumped my camera because I was doing something with my keyboard. There we go. Set that properly. Beautiful. All right. So I am going to tie this crayfish pattern today. It got a lot of views. It got like 56 views. So I'm going to tie it up. So on JODY'S Flybox episode 2, that's what we're tying. So that's when I tie on Sundays, it's super flies for super guys. And when I tie...
Oh. Sorry, everybody.
Got to turn the volume down there, just sweetheart. Hello, Miss Superfly, my beautiful wife. You'll be able to hear her talking and typing now.
Yeah.
We got her all set up on her own channel. So
yes.
All is good. All is good. So, as I was saying, on Sundays, the logo will be Superflies for Super Guys. And if I tie any additional live streams throughout the week, they will be unscheduled. They will just be random whenever I just feel like tying and chatting. And that's what I'm going to do. And they'll be under the Tying with Jody logo. Mm-hmm. So that's how that's going to go. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. All right.
How does it look on your screen, honey? It's a little blurry on my end.
It looks good. I think it looks...
You sure your camera's not needs to be wiped off?
No.
Okay.
It looks good to me.
Okay.
If anybody thinks it's blurry, let me know, other than to Mrs. Superfly.
Yeah.
We will try to change that.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just... And there's the Nightbot. And as you guys know, I did not know that the Nightbot was a app. I thought a moderation app. So I set it up to moderate these chats. If you're watching, every 5 minutes is going to say that. Check out my channel. I do apologize if you're watching and that annoys you. I have not figured out quite how to use it completely, the Nightbot. So I will go in when I figure out how to get back in there and change that so that it only says that like every 15 minutes so that it won't be so annoying to you guys. But it's my moderator when I'm all by myself. So that'll be how it is. What's the matter, sweetheart?
It says April 15th.
Yeah. So let me just take a second to explain all the graphics.
Okay.
Obviously, my tie Superfly logo in the corner, with me tying my flies, tying live with Jody with the bass and the fly. Okay. That's the logo for my channel. The subscriber count is how many people have subscribed to me. The reminder to hit like, share, and subscribe will be under that. My Fish on Canada logo is in the corner because I'm Canadian, so Fish on Canada. And if you're watching from anywhere else in the world, fish on from wherever you else are in the world.
Yes.
So Fish on USA, Fish on Philippines, Fish on UK,
Africa.
Fish on Australia, Fish on Africa. Wherever you're from, fish on wherever you're from.
Yeah.
All right. And then I've got my name, Jody Sharp, with the worm in the hook.
I like that.
And then, of course, beside that, my little Superfly. And also under the hit, like, share, and subscribe, you'll see it says April 15th, 2026, day 14.
Yeah.
On April 15th was when I did my first live stream.
Oh, so it's only been 14 days since you've had a live stream. That you've
since
been
I've
doing live streams.
right. And
Oh,
the reason
okay.
I'm counting that,
Yeah.
and every day, guys,
Yeah.
I wake up and I hit this little counter. I have a little counter, and I hit the day, and then I can keep a track so that when I do live streams, I can change that date. So the reason I'm keeping track is because I want to know and then show you guys literally how many days from when I started to when I reach 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, okay. 1,000?
Yes. So that is
Okay.
my little counter for you guys to see how long it'll take me to reach 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
All right. And then you'll know it took us 15 days or it took us 20 days. I'm a numbers kind of guy. So I do, even though I'm not super good in math, I do like numbers. I like knowing the numbers. So, like, it took us a week to get there. It took us 10 days to get there. It took us 20 days. So, the more of you like me and the faster we grow, the better those numbers will reflect.
Okay.
And as you can see, as of right now, as when I started filming this or recording this, 133 of you beautiful people have hit that like, share, and subscribe. And I hope that everybody does. So if you're watching me, please do so. It helps grow the channel. It helps get our names out there, and we really appreciate that. And my last little thing, in the small bottom corner, it says everybody needs a little Jesus with Jesus in there. I am a follower of Christ. I am not ashamed of it. And I will always put him in there somewhere. And so if that bothers you, I do apologize, but I am not going to do anything about it because I don't mind talking about Jesus, and I don't mind if you do either. And I'm not going to rub it in anybody's face, but I'm for sure going to let you guys know that I am a follower of Christ. Anyways, we are here to tie flies this afternoon. It is 4:25 Eastern Standard Time where I am in Ontario, Canada. And we're going to tie this crayfish pattern. A lot of you have expressed how fantastic you think it is and how it looks. There is a video also showing you how it kind of is going to work, at least in the sink anyways. So it should look really nice when I get it into the lake. So let's get tying this. And first, I'll just let you know what size hook that the hook is. The hook we're going to be using is size 4 straight hook. So it's a size 4 straight hook. Now, you guys can upsize this, downsize this. So you can probably make a smaller crayfish if you want, or a larger crayfish. This is generally, obviously, tied for bass and trout. So this is generally the size that they're going to love. Now, if you are catching monster bass, you may want to make a bigger fly. Or if the fish in your local area eat crayfish, larger crayfish, you might want to upsize this a bit. That's completely up to you. But once you know the steps, then you can upsize or downsize. So I'm going to take this fella out of the vise. And just see his lovely articulated little claws. And I'm going to put him off to the side for now. And I'm going to put the hook off to the side, because what we're going to do is we're going to start with the claws. Now, at Christmas time, I always buy a bunch of these ornament hooks. They are great for making articulated flies, spines for game changers, and all kinds of different flies. So these are what we're going to use for the claws of our crayfish, and we're going to build the claws first and work our way backwards. So basically what you want to do is you want to put your hanger into your hemostats. Let's just get that straight for you. And then you're just going to bend the sides like so. And each one of those sides is going to be a claw. What we're going to do is we're going to take our cutters. We're just going to cut those even. And we can put that extra piece off. So basically, you're going to have what looks like a staple, but only longer. So a really long staple. And what we're going to do with that, see this part in the middle? This is the part that's going to allow your fly to articulate. But before we articulate it, we're going to put it in the vise like so. All right, and then we can turn our vise onto its side. And I like to spread these apart like this. So this will allow you to do your tying. Okay, so now we're going to get our threads. And for this, we're going to use a clear nylon thread. And we're going to pinch our thread. And we're going to start tying just below where the end of that metal starts. And we're going to work our way down all the way down to where the bend in the staple is. We'll just call it a staple, but it's our wire. Then we'll work our way back up. Now this is going to be the base of our first claw. So to make this claw, you're going to need 2 different colors. Well, you can make it 1 color or 2 colors. I like to make it 2-tone. Let me just see here where my fly is. Okay, I cannot find my other one. So we're just going to have to use, but this one you see is 1-tone, but I'm going to show you the 2-tone claws. I know I put it in a different thing. Okay, so I have 2 different colors feathers. I have these light brown, olivey kind of feathers, and I have the dark brown. So to tie this fly, we're going to go in here, and I got these flies off of these are like a feather boa that ladies dance with and put around their necks. And you can get these at party stores, or sometimes the dollar store carries them. So we're going to take one of these feathers off the feather boa, and we're going to take this long piece here with the where the feather goes like a real feather, and we're going to just snap that part off because we don't need that part. I like to save those pieces, so I put them back into my bag so I can use them on a different fly. And then I'm going to basically go in the middle of this feather, right directly in the middle, and I'm going to snap it in half. 1/2 is going to be one claw, 1/2 is going to be the other claw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this feather, I'm going to work all the pieces so that they're all facing one direction. Then where the spine is, I'm going to fold it in half, like so. Okay. And now I have this little puff of feather. And then I'm going to transfer it from one finger to the next finger so I can control it easier. And I'm going to lay it down on the metal, but I'm going to have it go a little bit past so like half of it is going to go past where the end of it is, and the other half is going to go onto the metal like so. And then I'm just going to get it pinched, tie a couple of loops, and then I can straighten it up. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way from there down. And I'm going to tie all that off. And then this little bit here that's a little stiff, I'm just going to take it and give it a little bit of a trim. Like so. I'm just going to make sure the camera stays focused there. Okay. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and forth, wrapping up and down on that wire a little bit, because I want to tie that, make sure that's tied in as tight as it can be. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is take one of those brown feathers, which I have already here. And you don't need as much of the brown as you do as the olivey brown. So you're just going to grab a little bit of a clump of that. And this is a thicker feather. So I'm just going to strip it back a little bit off of the main spine. Give it a trim. And then I have a little clump of brown. I'm going to pretty much just make sure that it's facing the same way. And then I'm going to tie that in. And I'll just pull that forward just to make sure that it stays forward. And on this feather, this is a little stiff, that ridge or that spine of the feather. So I just trimmed off the stiff part. And there we have the first claw. That's what represents the claw. And to make the arm of our crayfish, we are going to take a piece of this 1 millimeter fun foam. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you fold it over, that it's going to cover all of that. So that's going to be quite large. So we're actually going to cut a strip of that off of there so that when you fold it over, it only covers it and it doesn't have any extra hanging over. Okay, so I'm going to line this up to the feathers. I'm going to tie it on. All right, like that. And then I'm going to fold it up a little bit, wrap my thread halfway between in the center, and then I'll leave it hanging, and then I will tie it down again, and I'll put a few good loops in there. Remember, when you're tying with foam, you want it to be tight, but you don't want to be so tight that you cut through it. And this thread can cut through foam. So you want to, and that's something I can't explain to you. You can only kind of learn that by doing pressure, like when you try this yourself. So if you try this yourself, if you've never worked with foam before, just try on a spare piece learning how to tie down foam, and you'll learn pretty quick what the pressure point is. So now I'm going to lift up the foam again. Going to go to the end, and then I'm going to tie it down one more time, like so. Now I can take my rounded Dr. Schlicks. I can go in there. I can pull that up and just give it a trim. And then whatever's sticking up on the end of that, you can tie it down with your thread. And then I'm going to do a 2-fingered half hitch. And I'm going to lock it in like so. And I'm going to do probably 3, possibly 4 of those. 3 for sure. Maybe I'll do the 4th. Okay. And now that will be locked in. And I'm going to take my scissors, trim that off. And as you can see, this is the first side of the claw. Like so. So now, let me just lift up my vise just a tad so it'll pass that. Okay. And then I will lock it in. I'll try to make this so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now you've pretty much seen what I'm doing. So I'm basically copying that same maneuver, but on this side of the metal now. And if you don't have enough space, you can always bend it straight out so that you'll have space to work. So I'm going to get my thread attached onto the metal, or my tying base. So just remember, whether you're tying on a hook or a piece of plastic or whatever you're tying on, that is called the base, your base. So in this case, the base is not a hook, it is a piece of metal wire. And it is a little flimsier, just slightly flimsier than a hook. So I mean, you can bend it, but it can take the weight of being tied on, as you can see here, right? So basically, I'm going to repeat all of those steps now. I'm going to fold over my feathers. I'm going to take them, give them a trim off that excess piece. Then I'm going to pinch it at the end, turn it over in my fingers, and I'm going to measure it onto the hook, and I'm going to tie it down, work my way that way, tying, making sure it's all tied nice and tight. All right, and I'm just going to pinch them together to make sure they're even, which they are. As you can see, the one without the brown and the one with the brown, they are fairly even. So I will just separate that up again. And now I will take a little section of this dark brown. And I trimmed it off. And now I will transfer it to my other finger and I will put it on, tie it with a couple of good loops, and then I can start, once it catches, I can start wrapping it in. And again, you want to have it fairly secured in there. Okay, so now I got the top on. Now I'm going to go back. Hey, Doda, what's up, buddy? Doda's in the house. We're just tying up some crayfish patterns, Doda, that I invented this week. I haven't had a chance to fish them yet, but they should be pretty cool. Yeah, and I would suspect that you'll be able to fish this pattern on a fly rod, or you could fish it on a regular rod. You can probably drop shot it, or you can put a weight in front, maybe a foot in front of it, and you can slowly twitch it along the bottom. And because this is a sort, it sinks, but it sinks very, very slowly. It will probably just do a very nice twitch on the bottom.
Hey, Whitney.
Whitney is in the house. All the cool people are showing up now. This party's getting started. So the next step, so we've tied in this part, and then we're going to fold up this foam, and we're going to go to the center, and then we're going to tie it down. We're going to do 4 or 5 good wraps. And then we'll just lift up that foam. We'll get our thread. We'll wrap it to the end of where it's clipped into our vise. We'll fold the foam down again. And then we'll tie it down securely. And then what we'll do is we'll take our rounded scissors and we'll give that a trim. Now I would say that this fly is a little more on the advanced side, but only slightly. It's not very scary. Actually, let me just lock my vise in so you guys can see. And now I'm going to take my 2 fingers, do a half hitch. Now it's secured, and I'll do probably, again, another 4 of those to make sure that it is locked in there. So that is not going anywhere. And now I can trim off my thread. And these are now the claws of our crayfish. I cannot wait till the summer gets going and I can try. Now, I have never caught a trout on crayfish, but trout do eat crayfish. And for those of you who like to catch trout, I am also this year going to try this on crayfish or try to catch trout on this crayfish because I think it would be really cool to catch a trout on crayfish. Usually I fish mice and like streamers and game changers and things for them. But hey, it'll be cool to catch a crayfish, trout on a crayfish. So here, what I'm going to show you guys here is this part of the crayfish is brown, these limbs. And since we've got it in the vise, I'm going to take a brown Sharpie marker and I'm just going to go on the top of that foam and just a little bit on the side, on both sides. And that's just going to darken up. See the difference between the two claws? So I'm going to do the same on the other claw to even it up. Okay. And then I'm done with the brown for now. I'll put that off to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my clear nail polish and I'm just going to dab the top of this claw, and then I'm just going to rub a little gently, rub it in until you see that the brown starts to blend in on the sides. But you don't want to like overdo it because it'll get maybe a little too dark, because you really want to see the really dark on the top, and then you want to see the lighter dark on the bottom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go in and do the other side. All right. So now those claws need to sit and dry for a couple of minutes. So always wipe off your nail. If you're using nail polish, always wipe off your brushes after, especially if you're using clear, because whatever color you dipped it into in marker will start changing your color. And if you don't wipe it off, it can change it quite quickly. So as you see, this was clear, and I've been doing a lot of these crayfish. It's starting to get like a brownish tinge to it. So, and I'll just show you, like, this was clear, and I did a lot of red flies, and it's slowly getting a reddish tinge. So if you don't wipe off your brushes, that will happen. Now, the good thing is for both of those bottles, it was almost at the end, so it's not so bad. And I put them aside and use them for that kind of thing. And the good news is this nail polish dries actually fairly quickly. So it's dry enough now that I can take the claws out of the vise. And as you can see, they're like beige on the bottom, and they transition darker right up to the top. And this piece here in the center is where we're going to attach it to the fly using a piece of this plastic. They call it GIMP, at least here in Canada, they call it GIMP. It's like that, what girls make bracelets out of, those plasticky kind of bracelets. And it's very strong, and it's malleable. And basically, we're just going to make a little loop like this, and we're going to attach it on, and that's going to cause it to have that wiggle.
Oh, cool.
And I'm not going to use necessarily this bright yellow unless I can't find a darker color. I actually have like a red or a brownish color.
It comes in a package with different colors?
It does come in a package with different colors.
And that's what it's called?
It's called GIMP. I don't know why they called it that, but that's what they called it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can get it like brown. I for some reason cannot find. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
This is the color I'm going to tie it down with. This sparkly brown,
Okay.
because it's going to blend in with the crayfish, so it'll blend all in with the colors after. So now we're done with the claws. Now we're going to put our hook in our vise. Uh, Forgive me, guys, about my Nightbot. I know I explained it. I'll explain it to anybody in the chat. Uh, I did not know Nightbot was not a person. So finally, I found out that Nightbot is a moderation tool when you're doing live chatting. So I always was trying to have conversations with Nightbot. But now that I know it's a moderation tool, I figured, hey, I can use it too. But the thing is, I did set it up. And as you can see, he is working. But every 5 minutes, he's literally going to tell you, check out my channel, help me out, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of a set message because I don't know all the settings on Nightbot yet. I'm going to have to do another video to watch it and set him up properly. And once I get him set up properly, he isn't going to do that anymore, like consistently like that. Yeah. So bear with me today, guys. I know he's going to be a little annoying, but he's new on my channel, so we'll bear with him. Okay, so now we got our size. I think I said 4 hook. Yeah. Let me just double check. Size 4. Yeah. So we got our size 4 hook, straight hook in the vise. Again, you can use any size you want. You can upsize this, downsize this. And we're going to attach our thread right below the eye of the hook. And we're going to wrap it all the way down to the bend of the hook. And when you get to the point of where the point of the hook is, you just going to have to be a little bit careful. And then I'm going to wrap it back to the eye again because I really want a nice base to tie on. And I'm going to show you guys a little trick. I've never showed anybody this, but it is a good trick and it can help you with tying. If you take a piece of like 5mm foam and you cut a tiny little piece off, and if you're tying a fly like this and you want to protect your thread from your hook, you can literally just take a little piece of foam, pop it onto your hook, and this way when you're tying around, you will not break, you will not catch on that little point and snap your thread.
Vintage said, hi, Jody.
Hey, Vintage. Jared, what's up, man? Jared, I was spending a couple hours on your channel the other day, and I gotta tell you, I really love your channel, dude.
Oh, No Frills is here.
No Frills.
No Mercy.
No Frills, no mercy.
Oh,
welcome in. Welcome in, boys and girls. Welcome in. Yeah, so I was watching you fix up that fly rod with all the parts. I thought that was so cool. And there goes my Nightbot. Fabulous. Yeah. I apologize for that. I apologize.
Yeah.
Just bear with me today. I promise the next time I go live, the Nightbot will not be so annoying. Yes, I will be looking forward to seeing that, Jared. Part 3. If you guys don't know, Jared ties really vintage flies, and he fixes up fly rods and stuff. He is a really cool channel, and he's got some cool stories, and he's met people from one of my favorite movies, The River Runs Through It, the inspiration for that.
Right.
And yeah, go check him out, guys. He's absolutely worth giving a view to. Like I said, I've spent a couple hours already, and I'm not sorry about it. I'm super impressed. And the flies, really, like, if you want to see how our ancestors tied flies, Jared is repeating those flies with really accurate, complete accuracy. So if you want to see some really classic flies that our great grandfathers tied with, go check out Jared. I'm falling in love with his channel. So
Cool.
Yes, yes, indeed. Okay, so now that we've got our thread on our hook, and we've got our little piece of 5 millimeter foam covering the hook. So now as we tie, it won't you won't rip your threads or catch your threads on the hook. Now we're going to take that piece of gimp and we're going to cut a short little piece of that. And as you can see, that's going to make the articulation of our claws. And you're just going to pinch that down with your one finger, and you're going to catch it with your other finger, and then you're going to do some wide wraps just to catch the materials, because this gimp is a little bit, it's a bit of a thick plastic, but you want to make sure that as you're tying it down, you leave enough of a gap that those claws will articulate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go as close as I can. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to tie it in pretty thoroughly, like so. All right, now I designed this fly to be a sinker, because obviously crayfish are on the bottom. So I'm going to use, I had it cut already, and I already lost it in my messy desk. Forgive me, folks. Here we go. So I'm going to take some, I think this is like 40 gauge wire. This is, you can find this in your local gardening center. A lot of dollar stores carry it, and it's pretty heavy. And I'm going to cut a piece of this and attach it into this fly. And this is going to add some extra weight to the fly. And you don't want, you want it, so see where the brown is on the gimp here on the hook? You want to kind of match it with where you put the gimp on the hook, because if you tie it too close to this, to the eye, as you're tying, it can snap your thread, and potentially, we are going to cover it all up, but if you leave it up to the eye, it'll cut your fishing line too when you're fishing it, and you don't want to do that. So we're just going to eyeball it, measure it up to about where the gimp was, and then we're going to cut it off. And if you have, I used my small pliers, but if you have issues with your hands, you might want to use a heavier wire cutter, because it does make it easier to cut. So now that we've cut our piece, we're going to line it up. And you can line it up right up to where the claws are. Like right, you can even go over the gimp, because that loop is already there for the claws. Okay, and then we're going to take our thread, catch onto it, and then you can start working your way up. And as you can see, our thread, it just bounces off that little piece of foam that I put on the point of the hook. So it's a good little tip. It'll protect your threads. That's for sure. A lot of times, especially if you've been tying for a long time, you'll get whipping away with your thread at high speed, and you'll tap it against that hook and snap it. You'll be like, ah, darn it.
Release to the grease. Said hello.
Hey, R2G. R2G's in the house. How's it going, brother? If you guys have not been to R2G's channel, he is Release to the Grease, and his channel is all about plastics and tying different kinds of plastics, and he comes up with some wicked color combinations. And if you go check out his channel, you will not be sorry. He is one of the nicest guys on the YouTube, and I am proud to call him friend and brother. Okay, so you can see I was very, very liberal with my thread because I really wanted that to be tied in nice and tight so that it doesn't move around too much. And once you get it tied in, you can take some crazy glue, just your standard old crazy glue, which always seals up on me, of course. Why wouldn't it seal up on me? Oh man, that cap is on there good. I'm gonna need to give this some pressure. Oh, there we go. Wow, that was on there. Okay, so I'm gonna take off my crazy glue. Now, of course, once I get the lid off, the hole is sealed up. Spectacular! And I always just use I use little pliers just to try and pop that little plug out of there. But of course, when I'm showing you guys live, it wants to give me trouble, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Every time you're showing what you can do. So I'll just use the wire off the end of the thing to try and get it out. Nope, this one doesn't want to come out, guys and girls. You can laugh at me now. It's all good.
Day 8 is here.
Yoshi's in the house. I'm struggling today, Yoshi. This crazy glue is being crazy. You know what? I'm not gonna fuss with that. I'll put that aside. I will open a brand new one because I am not gonna waste your guys' time.
Jared said he does have better luck with Gorilla brand.
Oh yes.
Over the cheaper super glue.
Yeah. It is true. It is true, Jared. Absolutely. But I'm a little cheaper, so I'll struggle with it a little bit. But it can be a struggle for sure. Like right now, this new one wants to be a pain in the butt too. Come on. I just might not crazy glue it. I might just say the heck with it. I'm gonna pop it with a pin. And spare myself.
Really said, I guess he doesn't realize how much you use it, but if you use nail polish hardener, because he uses Sally Hansen.
Yeah.
You use a lot of it.
I use a lot of that. Yeah, I use a lot of nail polish. Nail polish is okay. It'll harden stuff, but it's not as good as crazy glue or Gorilla Glue.
There's nail polish, honey. Sorry about the camera.
Yeah.
And then there's nail polish hardener. He's saying nail polish hardener.
Oh, the hardener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a difference.
You know what? I probably have it and don't even know it, to be honest, because I've got more nail polishes than my wife. So.
And Jared says the Gorilla Glue doesn't plug up.
Yeah.
And he can use most of the bottle and it won't plug up.
Yeah. No, it's true. The Gorilla Glue's got a lot of potential and stuff. The only thing is it's expensive.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And with the prices of every single thing today, it is a horrible to have to pay those prices on everything. So that is my one problem with stuff like that. Yes. is just the cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honey,
yes.
Jerry Hat Trick is here.
Jerry Hat Trick?
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, what's up? Everybody's showing up now.
Yeah.
The party has officially started, guys. All the coolest people are here now. Okay. So, because I've been tying for so long, I'm going to pop off this little piece of foam because it is agitating me because it is slowing me down.
Yeah.
But it is a good trick. I just wanted to give you guys an example to show you, like, if you put that on there, It'll help you, especially if you're newer to fly tying, it'll help you not to snap your threads as much. And you can also adjust the size. Like I could cut that down a little bit and make it a little bit smaller, but I'm just not going to because it's just going to slow me up. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the antennas for this crayfish. So the red antennas. And what I like to use for that is broom bristles. And I found this little red broom a long time ago. I'm a connoisseur of broom bristles. And these little red broom bristles are very, very thin, and they are great for little antennas. But they are really super thin. So depending on the size antenna you want, you might need a thicker to make it thicker. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't have a thicker broom bristle, I'm going to just take 3 for each side. And it is a little fidgety picking out 6 broom bristles. But I am going to do that. I'm going to take 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 6 broom bristles. And then I will take the rest and I will put them in there and seal it up.
Jared said he actually used the Sally Hansen to do the finishing on the bunion bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually what I use the nail polish for, is the top coats of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did on the claws. And you'll see me do it on the back of this now. Okay, so I'm going to line up these broom bristles evenly. And then I'm going to put them out the front, but you don't want them to go past your claws. You want them to be about the same length as your claws out the front. So when you line it up, you're going to line it up like that, all 6 of them together in a little bundle. And then you're going to tie them down. And this is still a little sticky from the nail polish, or from the crazy glue, but that's okay. And then I'm going to fold it over and I'm going to tie that down as well. I could have trimmed it out, but I'm trying to add a little bit of bulk to the body so that I don't have to add as much dubbing later, because I'm going to dub the bottom of this crayfish. Okay, so I'm going to take my thread, tie it off the end here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip it onto my little, I'll show you guys. I got this little coat hanger from Dollar Store, or Walmart, sorry. And this works perfectly to hold my bobbin, and it can just clip onto my vise. So it makes a great little bobbin cradle. And I got a couple different ones. So I got this one here. So these are if you're ever shopping and they go, "Do you want your coat hangers?" and it's one of these, absolutely say yes, because you're allowed to have it, and it will make an awesome little bobbin cradle for you guys. I'll just put that back over there. I got 2 or 3 of them. Okay. So now, and always make sure you put your bobbin out of the way, because if you're using nail polish, crazy glue, Gorilla Glue, UV resins, and you drop that into your threads, and you're using expensive threads, you will be very frustrated at the end of the day if you wreck an expensive thread. And this clear invisible thread that I use, it costs almost $7 a spool now, and I cannot afford to throw $7 down the toilet.
Jared is asking, is this a pattern that you made or you found it somewhere?
No, this is one of my own creation, my friend. I came up with this one. I mean, I didn't invent crayfish patterns. There are lots of crayfish patterns, but this particular one with the articulated claws, I did create. And I've, like I said, I only actually created this particular pattern in the last week, and I showed you guys in the sink how it looks, and I think it's got a lot of potential. It looks really decent, and I think it can be fished in a lot of different ways. So I'm really impressed with it myself, to be honest. Okay, so I separated those 6 broom bristles into 2 sides, 3 on each side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them, put them in the nozzle of my crazy glue. I'm going to push it down to the end. Of course, now today it doesn't want to go in there. But I'll just do the tip, I guess. And usually it goes all the way in there. And on another day I'll have to put a pin in and fix it up. But for now, it'll work on the tip. So as long as you get the tips done, it'll hold it together. And then I'm going to go on the other side. Do the same thing. Go as far as the tips will allow. Pull it out. And as you see, it now, and I'll just flip this fly over. So now you can see it holds those bundles together and it makes those thick antennas that the crayfish has.
Honey, Jared did say a bit earlier that he saw this fly you're making in the video where you show it in the sink.
Oh, yes.
He said it has incredible action and he thinks it's going to be a smallmouth slayer.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yes, Brother Jared.
Oh, Lumi's here.
Lumi! Lumi! Lumi's in the house. Lumi is in the house. Everybody, all the cool people are here now. Okay, so now you can see we got our antennas, and they're looking pretty good. And now we need those beautiful black eyes. So we're going to put on the eyes now. And to do that, we are going to need some black beads, which I just bought recently, a brand new container of black beads, which will go a long, long way. And I got them for a really good price. So I'm super, super jazzed about that.
Yeah, we got them at Michael's.
We got them at our local Michael's.
Yeah.
And honestly, super, super great deal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a little lid. I'm going to gently, and try not to spill too many, fill up the lid with these beads. And then I'm going to put the cap back on so I don't spill them anywhere, because that would just be horrid if I did that. I'm going to put them down on my lap. And now I'm going to get some black broom bristles, but some really thick ones. So these broom bristles here are off of like an Oscar broom, and they are super, super thick. So like whenever I need to do a thick bug leg, like if I do a black widow spider or a scorpion leg or tarantula leg or some stuff, anywhere like I need a big thick leg, I always resort to these black broom bristles because they're super thick. Or if I need to put eyes on a fly, for example, this kind of like, try and get in the middle there. I always will use a broom bristle like that because these will hold those beads on perfectly. So I'm going to take one of those broom bristles and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pick out 2 beads that are as close to the same size as I can. Now these glass beads, there's some a little thin, some a little thick. Like they're not all made completely even, but so if I'm using thin, I'll try and find 2 thin ones. If I'm using thick ones, I'll try and find 2 thick ones. So try to match them up as best as you can. And I'm going to put one on one broom bristle and put it aside, and one on the other broom bristle and put it aside. And what I'm going to do here, and if you don't have these broom bristles, you could use monofilament. You could use like a 50-pound monofilament or a 30-pound monofilament. And, oh, I don't want to drop that on the floor. Put that there now. But I'm going to use these because this is already matched the color. And if you're using like say you're making an eye with a red bead or a blue bead, like something like this, it'll make the pupil black. So it'll look like the eye is blue with an actual pupil. So that's another reason to use the black broom bristle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my torch. Children, if you're watching at home, fire is dangerous. You don't want to burn off your eyebrows or anything crazy like that. And this is a very powerful little torch. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit it with the torch, blow it off, and touch it onto my vise. And there's a little piece that's extra. I'll just peel that off. No worries. So that's one eye. And I'm going to repeat that process using the thing. That's why I like fly tying. I can play with fire. Me play with fire. Okay. So now I'm going to repeat that same process. Yeah.
That's the ugh in you.
That's the ugh in me.
The
So
caveman puppet.
anybody who doesn't know, some of my friends here today are a little new to me.
Okay.
I am also a puppeteer. So when I am not tying flies and fishing flies,
We're creating
I'm a
puppets.
puppet creator and a doing those kind of crazy things. So
Yeah.
I have a little caveman puppet. His name is Ugg, and
He likes to play with fire.
he is always on a quest for fire. Okay, so now I've got my two little eyes
Yeah.
here,
Mhm.
and what we're gonna do, if I got the dropsies today, guys.
Yeah. Just relax, honey.
I got the dropsies today. I was fly fishing yesterday, so into the wind, so
Yeah.
I stressed my arm.
You did.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my hemostats. I'm gonna go probably about 5 millimeters down those plastic broom bristles, and I'm gonna just do a 90-degree bend. And because a crayfish's eyes stick up from its head, a little bit like a crab.
Mm.
All right. So when we tie these in, this is going to give us the ability to move these up over the crayfish to give it that nice little look, so that the crayfish is looking up at you. Don't eat me, Mr. Bass. Yes, I'm going to eat you. I love seafood. Don't mind me, guys. I'm a little crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just at the same point where I tied in those antennas, I'm going to tie in my eyes. I'm going to start from the back. I'm going to hold it onto one side. And once I get the first loops on, then I can just start to tie it in. I'm sorry, chat, that I'm not being extra chatty today.
Yeah.
And that is only because this is a kind of a long fly to tie.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I get it in a reasonable amount of time. So
Minmo says hello.
hey, Mo's in the house. What's up, brother? Mo, if you guys have not checked out Mo is a lure painter. And boy, oh boy, does he paint lures like no other. He is exceptionally good at it. So if you have not checked out my buddy Mo, go check him out. Tell him Jody the Superfly sent you. Yeah, he's a good guy. I have thoroughly enjoyed watching his channel. Okay, so I tied in the other eye the same way I tied in the first one. Okay, and I am going to trim them all flush. So they're all flush now at the end. So it's, as you can see, it's starting to come together. We're getting a lot of the parts in there now. All right. And if you tell, I'm being very liberal with thread. And the reason I'm being liberal with the thread is for two reasons. One, it's adding bulk to the fly. And two, I am making this fly to take a beating. And if trout and smallmouth bass and largemouth bass are going to be pounding on this fly all day, I don't want this fly to fall apart. I want it to last a significant time. I've had some of my flies; they'll last a summer. If you build them correctly, and you take that, put that little bit of extra love and care into them, they can last you a significant amount of time. So, as I told you guys before, I'm going to lift up my bobbin and I'm going to add some crazy glue. Always just take that extra second to lift up your bobbin, because you know what? It is so worth it. And if you get one drop of crazy glue in your threads, you're going to cry. I cry like a baby when that happens. I throw a tantrum because I'm like, ah, dang it. I hate throwing money out the window. I'd rather give it to somebody, donate it to somebody, or feed a mouth, as our brother Danny does. I hate to waste money. If I don't have to, I won't do it. Okay, so now that it's pretty much dry, it's not going to drip. So the next thing we're going to do is tie in where our body ribbing is going to go. So on the crayfish, in the tail section of a crayfish, the tail is sectioned off. And you could just tie it with thread to make those sections, but I like to use the gold wire, because it adds weight, because this fly is foamy, so you want to bring it to the bottom. So you want it to be as heavy as you can. So that's why I added that extra piece of wire. The glass beads for the eyes add weight to it. The metal in the arms, the Christmas tree wire, adds weight to it. Obviously, your hook adds weight to it. This ribbing adds weight to it. And then the dubbing itself, when this dubbing gets wet, will add weight and draw this fly down. Now, the foam makes it to float. So the foam in the claws, the foam on the back and the body, that's going to cause it a little bit of float. So this is kind of there's a word for it. It's not buoyant, but it's not sinking either. So it's like a very slow sink. I can't think of the name right offhand, but there's a word for it. I'm going to look it up and tell you guys in the next time I live stream. And if you guys know what it is, type it in the chat. But anyways, I'm going to take some body ribbing. And as you know, when you tie something around, it loses its length. Neutral buoyancy. That's the word I was looking for. That's the word. Neutral buoyant. So this fly is actually very neutrally buoyant. Okay. So as you wrap it around, you're going to lose some length. So I like to go about 3 hook lengths. And then this way, as I wrap it around, it'll more or less end up, I'll have enough to do the fly for sure. Okay. And what I do is I just tie this piece in right behind the eyes. And if I was not tying it for you guys live, I would absolutely wait for my crazy glue to dry 100%. But because I'm tying this for you guys live, I am not letting everything dry completely. So keep that in mind. It will help you if you're tying one of these to let everything dry solidly. It'll just be of benefit for you for that. Okay. So we're going to leave that sticking out the end. And the next thing we're going to do is find our beige foam. And I already cut a piece out. And as you can see, I cut it long enough to make the tail and the front of the body. And the width will be good. But what I need to do is take my round Dr. Schlick scissors and round off one end, because a crayfish tail is rounded. And then at the front, I'm going to not use my Dr. Schlick rounded ones. I'm going to get my other Dr. Schlicks. And I'm going to cut a little point at the front, because a crayfish's face comes to a little point at the front. like so. So that's what you're going to want to tie. You can cut me off, honey.
Yeah. So Jared said when he ties crawfish, he uses the belly drag method where it has 6 tungsten beads on 2 pieces of mono tied to the belly. Adds that weight it needs to be, but it hurts the wallet when you lose one.
Yeah, I can
You know what
imagine.
he's talking about?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have no clue.
absolutely. I know exactly what Jared's.
You can teach me after.
Yeah, yeah, I'll explain it to you later, honey.
Okay.
Anybody who does any drop shotting or anything where you use tungsten in a fly, tungsten is extremely expensive, and
Oh.
it's getting more and more expensive as you go.
Oh.
So it worked. Tungsten is heavy. Tungsten is like if you need a fly to go to the bottom, you put some tungsten in it, it's
Okay.
going to go to the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Tungsten beads and like pieces of tungsten and whatever, very heavy metal, and it cuts through water like a knife. It'll go
Okay.
straight down like an anchor.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
absolutely, Jared is correct. And for crayfish is a bottom.
Yeah.
It's
That's
it's
his bottom
it's a
dweller.
bottom dwelling creature,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they live amongst the rocks
Yeah.
and in the gravel.
Yes.
So you want them to be kind of down
There.
fast.
Yes.
The other thing is when a crayfish swims, they swim backwards, right? So they walk forward, but they swim backwards.
Okay.
What's the matter?
Mo said it's one of the most dense metal, not the most dense.
It is what one of the most. It's one
of the
of,
most dense.
if not, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and that's why it's expensive, right? I mean,
It's heavier than lead and brass, Jared said.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I'm gonna do something here, guys. I'm gonna take a dab of crazy glue, and I'm just gonna add it onto the broom bristle, and I'm gonna stick that bead up there and hold it for a second because I want that eye to be stuck onto the top. I don't want it to be sliding up and down the broom bristle.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, now they're proper. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do,
Yeah.
if I can find where I put it. Forgive me, guys. My desk is a mess. My desk is a real.
Honey, you still go with the lighting, or you need more lighting?
I think I'm good for now.
Okay. Looks good.
It looks good.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna take some dubbin. Now this dubbin is wool dubbin.
Yes.
I make my own wool dubbins because it costs a lot less. It goes a lot further for me, anyways, and I can make a lot of different colors out of it, and it comes in so many fancy colors. I mean, you can get like bright oranges, bright pinks. You can make your own shades of brown. I use a lot of wool dubbins. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our dubbin, and I'm just gonna finger dub it on, like so. If you watch a lot of other fly tyers, they would probably wax their threads. Um, I have never ever waxed a thread. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I've just never found a need to do it personally.
But
There,
you can.
I'm sure. Like if you, Jared, do you wax your threads, or do you put like when you're dubbing stuff? Do you put wax on your threads? I
What does the wax do? Like
the wax
why
helps
do
you. Well, I know one of the things it does
Yeah,
is
what?
helps the dubbin to stick to the thread.
Okay.
So it does
But-
that. But
Yours stays on.
my right. So for me, I've never done that.
Okay. It's all good, right?
It is all good.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different ways.
Yeah.
I'm not putting anybody down.
No.
I'm just saying I never did it. And I
Yeah.
like to explain it to people because
Sure.
I have had people, well, you didn't wax your thread. And it's like, I know I didn't wax my thread because I never had to wax my thread. Now some people have to wax it, or there is a good reason, and I'm sure somebody will if explain it, who waxes their threads on a
Sure.
regular basis,
Yeah.
all the reasons to do it, because there probably is really good reasons to do it.
Yeah.
But this is the thing about fly tying, and this is what I try and explain to people all the time. There are so many different methods
Yeah.
of tying flies, and there are so many materials, and you can put a lot of different materials together in a lot of different ways. And don't let anybody tell you how to tie flies, because if you come up with a fly and it works for you and it catches fish, or if you just make it for displays or whatever and it works for you, then do it the way that is comfortable for you.
Right.
And if it's not working for you and you want it to work a different way, then look for somebody who ties a lot of flies and ask some questions,
Right.
because they will be glad to share what they know, or most of us will, anyways. And if you're so stuck up that you won't share your tips and tricks, then that's whatever, that's up to you. But I think that I like people who like to share.
Yes.
I'm definitely one who likes to share.
Yeah.
I want people to know how to tie flies. And you know what? Don't be afraid of it. Be experimental. Enjoy the journey. I've spent the last 35 years of my life tying flies. I have spent 60,000 hours behind this vise experimenting tying flies. I tied flies before Google existed, and before there was internet, and I didn't have access to a lot of books. So a lot of what I tie is self-taught,
Right.
and it's just a matter of trying a material, putting it on a hook, and tying it up.
Right.
And there's like fur and feather guys, there's like modern material guys, there's all kinds of different flies, all kinds of different things, and each one of them has a place.
Yes.
Each one of them has a place.
Yeah.
And you know what? Our grandfathers, this is why I like Jared's channel so
Yeah.
much, because what our grandfathers tied is so cool. Like how they started into tying, and the materials, they didn't have quite as fancy materials as we do.
Right.
Like they didn't have the same kind of paints and nail polishes we do.
No.
So like the fact that they were able to make really good flies and catch fish with them, that's really awesome. Like the history of fly tying is such a cool thing.
It is.
And then, you know, a lot of the younger guys today have so much access to so much now.
Yeah.
You know, what they can come up with, like the realistic flies, that's just so awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, Jared did say he does wax the thread.
Okay.
If he's making a super thick noodle.
Okay.
He'll even rub his finger on the wax before twisting and dubbing. And he also said, now I don't always was my thread, but I do about 70% of the time.
Okay. So there you go, guys.
Yeah.
So there's a good example.
Yes.
Brother Jared just explained it to us. There's a good example of why you would wax a thread.
Yeah.
And again, it depends on the of course the dubbing. So I'm assuming, like, so I use wool dubbing, and it really attaches well. It really blends together well.
Yeah.
Some fur dubbings, I'm assuming, like, correct me if I'm wrong, rabbit fur, you know, maybe squirrel fur, different kinds of fur dubbings, they might need more of that wax, because it will help them stick better onto your, because you can't twist them as good together.
That's true.
So there are definitely, and this is why I asked everybody, because there are definitely situations where a good wax would definitely help you out. Like I said, I've never done it, but this is why I asked. I knew Jared was in the house, so I wanted to ask Jared, because I know for a fact Jared would have used wax. So I just know that. So, and this is why having friends in the community is good, because if you don't know, they will tell you.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time. Okay. So I dubbed this with that nice creamy color wool dubbing. And now I'm going to take my foam that I cut out, which looks pretty much like that. Okay, that's the shape you want. an elongated sort of teardrop, I guess you would call it. And we're going to slide it up in between the two eyes, like so. And we're going to separate our eyes up. So we're going to place this on like this. All right. And you want the tail to stick off the back, but you want to make sure that there's that gap between the hook eye and the tail. And this is so that when you're fishing it and tying it on your thread, you'll be able to bend that up, tie on your fly, and also that bend in the once you do that, that little bend in the fly will catch water and allow your crayfish to give that nice jerking action.
Interesting.
All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to twist our wire up one twist on our fly, and then we're going to take our wire and just tighten it down. Again, not too tight that you're cutting it, but tight enough that it's gripping. Then you're going to go take it a couple of millimeters up. And you're going to do the next body segment. Okay. And you want to evenly do that. And you want about three wraps on there.
So Jared said one thing he loves to use in the belly of crawdads is iced up.
Yes.
But it's not traditional. But for traditional, he likes to use red squirrel in the dubbing loop with turkey tail down the back for the top side.
Nice.
And he always uses wax with some dubbings like iced up.
Yes, yes.
You almost have to have wax to get a nice tight noodle.
Yes. He's right. No, he's right. He is right. Okay, so I've done 3 body segments in the tail.
Yeah.
So this is our tail. And then I wrapped my thread around the wire 3 or 4 times. And then I pulled it up and I did 3 wraps around. And that's going to lock our wire in. And then you can take your little clippers, or you can helicopter it off. I hardly ever use the helicopter method, but it is one of the most popular methods to snap wire. You just twist it around, and that's called the helicopter method. I am, as you can probably guess, I am not a very conventional fly tyer, as most people would know.
Yeah.
It's just not me. I do things unconventionally. I hardly use my whip finisher. I have a whip finisher. I hardly use it. I do things a little different than most, but yeah, I mean, do it. You know what, guys? If you see something that I've done and something that somebody else has done, and there's kind of like a middle ground, use it.
Yes.
If you see that I did this, but you have a slightly different thing and you want to try it, try it.
Yes.
I'll just show my face for a second. Just when it comes to fly tying, everybody, it's like a mad scientist sort of thing. You kind of have a base knowledge, and then you see a new material, like something like a rubber leg or something that somebody never used before, or you've never used it before. Go out and just, if you go, wow, that might make a cool leg, go and throw it on a fly and try it out. I'm going to say 90% of my flies are some experiment that I just thought, oh, will this make good eyes? Absolutely. Try it. Boom.
They asked if you put any rattlers inside the crayfish, and Jared said the smallmouth would love that.
Okay, so
yeah,
I don't have any rattlers in there.
Okay.
Not on this one, anyways.
Okay.
Jared is absolutely correct.
Okay.
The smallies would love a rattler.
Yeah.
Do I have rattlers? I do have some sort of a rattler. If I was going to put a rattler in there, I bought these little caplets off of Temu, and they have
Oh.
I put these little pellet shot, slingshot pellet shots or whatever in them, and absolutely would make a rattle. And you know what? You could put that on there. If I was making maybe a little bit larger crayfish, for sure I would.
You would, yeah.
I'm sure you could probably find a smaller thing to make a rattle. For me, this was the smallest one I could find. It is absolutely 100% possible to do it. Um, it can be done. Maybe on another day, because I'm already done this one now.
Yeah.
But on another day and another fly, you know what? Just because I've never done it, I will probably take up the challenge and do it. I love challenges, so if you guys have challenges for me, absolutely, um, definitely we can do that. I have some stuff like that. I have put rattles in flies, but it just depends, I guess. And if you guys know any links to any smaller, like thinner rattlers, uh, let me know, because especially I don't know if they're on Temu or if you can get them. If it's on Amazon, unfortunately I can't shop Amazon.
Yeah.
Our Amazon account at some point got hacked,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's never been settled properly. Like, so we don't use Amazon,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we shop Temu or any other kind of stores and stuff, but anywhere where you have to, like Amazon, we can't shop Amazon. But yeah, if you have any small rattler links, let me know, because I will for sure check them out.
Yeah.
All right, so back to this. We're gonna finish this up now.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is this point of this crayfish here, I just want to tie it down a little bit so that I'm going to put my thread in front of those eyes. I don't know if you guys saw that. I'm just going to put them in front of the eyes like that.
Well, that's a bit delayed, honey.
I know there's a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
So, all right, and then I can pull up these red antennas off to the side up like this. And then I'm going to do one wrap up like that, so that these antennas are now into the front. And they're very bendable, so like you can bend them down. All right. And I'm just going to pop this out of the vise to make sure that the claws are still, because you want them to be very flexible. All right. And try not to, and I think I probably did a little bit on this one. I put a little too much dubbing, because you want those claws to be very, very, very flexible. So I think I probably dubbed a little too far up on this one, because it's being a little tricky.
A8's gonna send you a link through email today.
Okay.
Because he got smaller rattlers. He says the ones you showed are pretty big.
Yeah, they are big, and they weren't really. To be honest, they weren't really, when I bought these. I saw these little cases, and I had a different thing in mind to put flies in them. But when I got them, so I expected them to be like something like this, like this big. But when I got them, I'm like, that's the size of a pill. So I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with that? So I just I'm like, well, instead of wasting them, I can make a little rattler out of them. So they weren't necessarily intended to be a rattler, but I kind of use them for that. Solo's in the house. Solo knows. I don't have to introduce Solo. Solo's reputation precedes him. And if you don't know Solo, you need to know Solo. Solo knows. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, so now we've got our crayfish tied on. So we're going to add some rubber legs. No, we're not going to do that. Sorry. I lied to you.
You did.
I lied to you. The next thing we're going to do is put the brown on the top of the crayfish. So we're going to take our brown Sharpie like we did on the claws. And we're going to put a couple of stripes of brown down the back and on the front part of him like this. And you don't want to cover up all your foam because you want to have it blend nicely from the top to the bottom down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my thread, put it off into the cradle. I'm going to take my handy dandy nail polish. I'm just going to gently now rub it into the thing. And then I'm going to very, very gently rub it down the sides of the foam. Gently, not heavy. You just want to go very light with your fingers and blend that in. And that will make a very natural brown crayfish color. And when you're done that, you can wipe off your brush. Always wipe off your brushes, boys and girls, or you will change the color of your clear nail polish. And the last thing we're going to do is put some legs on them. And I've got these all kinds of little rubber legs. Again, I got from Temu for a very good price. So I'm going to get these ones are kind of like a brownish red color, which I find make a very nice crayfish leg. Solo. Okay. So I want these legs on a crayfish. Crayfish actually have fairly long legs. So as you can see on this one, I can't even tell you how long that is. You're just going to have to eyeball it. I am super bad at giving measurements, guys. So I do apologize for that. For those of you who feel you need measurements, just bug me and I'll do it if you bug me. But if you don't bug me, then I won't do it. Where did my scissors go?
Right there.
I have got to clean up my area badly.
That's okay, honey.
Okay, so I'm going to make them about that long. All right. So if you can see, they're probably about the length of the body, actually. So if you cut them the length of the body, when you put them off to the sides, that's probably going to be pretty correct. And now that while I was doing that, our nail polish has dried, not completely, but enough to do this. If I would have put the legs on and then put the nail polish on, the nail polish will eat this rubber. So if you do anything with elastic bands or rubber, often the nail polish will eat the rubber. So you want to make sure that you apply anything where you have to coat it first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rubber leg and I'm going to loop it around my thread, and then I'm going to tie it in like that. And this allows me that I can adjust it quite easily if I didn't like where I placed it. Like that. So you can move it up and down. You know, you can make sure they're spread out a little bit. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is take the other piece, the other leg, and I'm going to go over the other side and put it in. Ta-da! Now we got 4 of the legs, but as you guys know, crayfish have 8 legs. So what I'm going to do is I have one piece already cut from the extra of that one, and I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to make the other leg. So now, again, I have 2 pieces. I'm going to take my thread, go to the next body segment, And I'm going to do the exact same thing. Wrap the rubber on. I'm convinced that this fly would work with just 2 rubber legs, or like 4 on the front, but I like to be as sort of correct as I can be. If I'm going to trick a fish, I might as well trick them all the way. There we go. I adjusted that. These ones don't. Okay. The ones on the one side just don't want to stick that like that. But okay, they're there. All right. So now you see, I got all 4 or 8 little rubber leggies. So he's very buggy. And I'm going to go one more body section over. And then I'm going to do my 2-fingered half hitches. I'm going to do 4 of those.
Solo said he really wants the t-shirt that says Solo Knows to wear on his soon-to-come content.
On his soon-to-come content? Well, Solo, you know what? I'll have to send you a print, and you'll have to take it to a printer and get it.
Get it up done on it.
Because I am not a print shop.
No.
But I'll make sure I'll email you, and I'll email you a print. I'm going to show you guys that I can use a whip finisher. It is quite possible to use it. I know a lot of guys use them. I know there's going to come a day where I'm probably going to have to, because I'll lose the dexterity in my hands. And I've come to grips with it, and that's why I've trained myself to use the whip finisher, because one day I'm going to have to use it. But like I said, most of the time, I just do the half hitches.
Jared said it's a great fly, Jody. And you could change it to like pink if you wanted, and you could also make the claws smaller, and it'll be a great shrimp pattern.
Absolutely.
Great fly, brother.
This one's got so much potential. Jared, if you tie a version of this, let me know, or post it up on your page. I would absolutely love to see what you do with it. Absolutely, you could pink it up. You could make it shrimp. I've got some of these without claws that are little shrimp. Like they just this kind of body, but without the claws. It's a good pattern for sure. I don't know what possessed me to do this articulated. I've been on an articulation kick lately where I'm articulating as many things as I can, either in a game changer style or this. But I came up with this, and I thought I just want a better crayfish. But yeah, as far as the 2-finger technique, it's so easy to use if you have the ability to use your hands, because you can make the loop. You can make it really wide if you need it, and you can pretty much place it anywhere on a fly. Like if you're doing a really large fly, you can do it, or you can make just a tiny little loop and just put it wherever you need it to be. So it's good if you're a fly tyer, or if you're thinking about tying flies, it's good to know both ways, with and without, and there's another way, actually. I'm going to show you guys a different way to do that. I also don't use this one too often, so bear with me, but I have seen it where you take your bodkin, or if you have that kind of a rounded edge, you can take the rounded edge, and you can wrap once or twice around your tool, and then you can close it off like that.
Instead of a whip finisher?
Instead of a whip finisher.
That's fascinating. Did you think of that?
I did not think of that.
That is cool.
Cool, right, guys? Like that's.
Yeah.
This is why it's good to watch other people's channels, because I learned that from somebody else.
That's interesting.
You can just do like that.
You never showed me that, honey.
Nope. This is the first time I'm showing people that I know that. It just came to my mind. I usually don't show people that.
Cool.
So there you go, guys. So there's there is a bunch of ways that you can do it.
See what happens when people share their knowledge?
Yeah, when you share your knowledge, you learn stuff. Look, I got 3 whip finishers. You'll hardly see me to use it.
No.
Um, but anyways, I just wanted to I can use them. I know how I know what I'm doing. I got lots of experience. But I do things different than most. I do things. Oh, I lost the camera. I lost cohesion on the camera here. Trying to show my beautiful face.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys there's lots of ways to do stuff. Everybody does things a little bit different, and let anybody don't let anybody get in your head.
Yeah.
When somebody offers you tips or tricks or advice, listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to use it.
No.
It doesn't mean you don't have to use it. So whatever works best for you, when you're inventing a fly, if you got like my thing about fly tying is make it buggy. This is my whole thing. Just make it look buggy. That's it. And in some cases, it doesn't even have to look buggy. It could be like bright pink, it could be bright orange. Just when you're tying flies, guys, take some materials, be experimental. Find out what works. If you want a fly to float, make it floaty. Make it out of cork. Make it out of foam. Make it out of things that float, right? If you want it to be sinky, add some metal into it. Add something heavy into it. Add some wire into it. Add some bead chain eyes into it. There are so many ways to tie flies. Just tie them. Just get in your vise if that's what you want to do. And then if you don't want to tie flies, come to us that tie them and buy them from us. We'll charge you and pay you, and you can just go out and fish. And I mean, not everybody wants to tie flies. I get it. And the other thing, fly fishing, whole different thing. If you want to fly fish, you can buy flies. You don't have to tie flies. If you want to tie your own and fish them, that's me, probably Jared. If you don't want to, there's some people who will fish flies. Don't tie flies. If you don't want to get a fly rod, there are a lot of flies you absolutely do not need a fly rod to fish them. Like nymphs, for sure. You can fish them under any nymph. A lot of minnow patterns. There's a lot of patterns. You don't even need a fly rod, and you'll go out and catch fish. So it's so flexible. You can drop shot a fly. You can ice fish drop shot a fly through the ice if you're ice fishing. You can fish them in creeks. You can fish them in lakes. You can fish them in ponds. You can put them in a tree. You can snag them in there's just so many ways to fish and go about it. Don't let anybody tell you you're wrong, except if you're doing it illegally, then you're wrong. But if you're doing it legally, if in where you live in the world legally allows you to fish it that way, then legally, if you want to, you fish it that way. Like there's some rules, like me, I'm allowed to have up to 3 hooks on a fly where I live. Some places in the world you can have 1 fly. I'm allowed to use barbs on my fly. I keep the barbs on my fly. Some people want to pinch down their barbs. They have reasons for it, and their reasons are logically sound. I also don't want to pinch off my barbs if I don't have to, and I'm not going to. And I legally don't have to, and legally I have sound reasons to not do it. So wherever, don't like when it comes to fishing, do what you want to do, enjoy it, make sure you know the rules, and if there's somebody who fishes in a similar style to you, make friends with them and share information with them, because they'll, especially if you're new to that style, if you see something you want to do, go do it. If there's a certain fish species you want to fish, go fish that species. I'm a multi-species fisherman. I will catch any fish. If it's a swimming fish, whether it be gar pike, grass pike, regular pike, muskie, carp, rock bass, sunfish, perch, crappie, catfish, go do it. I enjoy catching all of those. Pickerel, whatever. If I can catch them on a fly, for me, it's fly fishing. So if I can catch them on a fly, I'm doing it on a fly. So that's me. But I'm a multi-species guy. If you're just like to go swing big flies for muskies, go do it.
That's it.
If you're saltwater where you live and you can fish with saltwater for flies, go do it.
Yeah.
If you're a bait fisherman and you want to fish with bait and chunk up chunks of bait, go do it. Don't let anybody stop you from what you want to do in life. Like, just do it. If you're fish with rubbers or plastics like R2G, he makes some spectacular plastics. And to be honest, if I wasn't such a strong fly fisherman, I would probably fish with plastics next.
Right.
Because back before I was a fly fisherman, I did fish with some plastics. They're very good to fish with. And worms. Worms are the steak of the fish world. If you fish with a worm, you're 90% likely to catch fish. And if you're not catching fish on worms, something is really wrong with the weather conditions or whatever. Like, there's a different reason. Not because most fish eat worms. So there's all that. So anyways, I've been fishing for so long. That knowledge just comes to you. Like, I'm 48 now. I've been fishing most of my life. That knowledge just builds up in your head. And now that there's Google and YouTube and all these Snapchats and all these, the information is out there. There's no reason you can't look up the information and find out proper fishing. Like, there's no reason anybody in today's day and age, except for laziness, should not be able to pick up your tablet or phone or computer or go to the library and find the information you want. Like, it's out there now. So anyways, I didn't mean to go on a tangent. I just really wanted to come on and tie this crayfish, which I'm going to just show you. It is finished. So I'm just going to snip off that thread.
Faye says, when it comes to fly tying or lure painting, he has fun with it. He
Absolutely.
definitely loves watching others make stuff because it gives him ideas and he can learn new methods about new materials.
Absolutely.
And also, Bay uses an ultralight spin rod for flies for many years.
Absolutely.
Jared says, absolutely. He knows guys who can't cast a fly rod, but they fish dries on a spinning rod with a floater up the line.
Absolutely.
You're basically casting the floater and it carries the dry fly behind it.
Absolutely.
And earlier, Jared said, when you're talking about whip finishers,
Yeah.
he said most whip finishers, the butt is made to do that with.
Right.
That's why it's hollow, to go over the hook eye.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
see, these guys know.
Oh, Jared said he'll be 47 next month. Happy
Hey,
early birthday.
Happy early birthday, Jared.
And Solo said it looks great. Put it in my box, please.
Absolutely. I know. Solo wants one. I'll get him one. I'll put it in for you, Solo.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
can you grab me those envelopes? Lumi, did you see what I'm sending you? I know you know
Yes.
Was she here the other day when I showed everybody what they were getting?
No, but she showed it once other time, sweetheart. But okay.
She saw the monster, but I want to show her what the other flies I'm sending along with the monster.
Okay. And let me set off some information from everybody who shared their information stuff.
Yes.
About their knowledge.
Yes. Thank you everybody for sharing your info, and that's why I hope that's why you guys come here, so that not just to see what I do, but to share what you do. I mean, that's what community is all about.
I don't think you need this.
No, I don't need that. I just wanted to show Lumi. Okay, Lumi, along with your Lumi monster, your rainbow monster, which I'll just take a chance to show off right now. This is the rainbow monster that Lumi's getting. She knows this already.
You showed that on Sunday, honey.
I know, but I'm showing it again. I'm also sending Lumi a couple of other flies that she can use under a float or plastic bubble if she so wishes.
Yes.
So that she can catch some of those pretty trout, and those are trouty colors. I know that they are good trouty fish flies.
And just so you know, Miss Whitney's always often quietly in the background, uh,
I know,
reminding people.
I know, Whitney's.
And she said you did a nice job.
I know, and this one too, Lumi. This little guy here, you can also fish him under a float. So I'm sending you a couple more things other than the Lumi monster, the rainbow monster. You're very welcome, Miss Lumi. Hey, where did you didn't fish this weekend, did you? Live? I didn't see you, Lumi, fishing. Were you with Cindy and Travis? And you were correct, Jody. I rarely buy a fly. The only ones I buy are big articulated streamers that I don't feel like taking the time to tie. Yeah. Yeah. I I have not bought a fly in, well, I've never bought a fly. I'm going to be honest. I have not bought one. Once I started tying, uh, it I fished with only things I caught. Um, I've taken pictures of flies. Like if I've been in a store and there's one that I think, hey, I'd like to tie that, I'll snap a picture of it. I don't need to buy it for reference. I can just snap a picture. And there's not a bug I can't tie. I mean, if I can't tie it, then I mean I tie every kind of bug: grasshoppers, praying mantis, dragonflies, dragonfly larvae, spiders, beetles, any bug. Actually, I love a challenge. I might do that. Like once a week, I might put up a challenge to you guys to pick a bug, any bug, and I'll tie it live. And if it's one that I haven't tied already, I'll figure it out and tie it.
Whitney said she was doing yard work this weekend. That's why she didn't do
Yes,
a thing. What's a egg water bobber too?
a water bobber. Okay,
Egg water bobber?
okay. Do I have my? I don't know if I have one in here.
Solo said, Jody, if you can't tie it, it's probably not a bug from the
Right, Solo? Like I tie some wax stuff too. Like here's the Paul's toe.
Yeah.
This is my buddy Paul. Solo and me were in his chat the other day, and Paul had his toes showing, and Solo's like, you should lop off a toe and use it for bait. And I'm like, hey, I can make him a toe fly, and then I made him a toe fly. So not much I can't tie. I'm creative that way. I've tied bacon and eggs and all kinds
A
of
donut,
donut,
a hot dog.
hot dog fly, uh, yeah, all kinds of things, all kinds of things. But it's fun. You know what? It's fun. And when you've been tying as long as I have, you look for a challenge. So when I find somebody who gives me a challenge, then I take it. I just kind of go with it, and it'd be like, yeah, you want me to tie this like space bug? Oh, speaking of space bugs, I'll show you guys. I made up these.
They asked if you made a potato bug.
I have made potato bugs. I tied up these space bugs. In all these different colors.
There's no greater feeling than catching a fly that you tied.
I think
That's what Jared says.
Jared is 100% correct. I think that these that I tied here, now these aren't on hooks. I made them on magnets, but they're articulated. They're articulated, and I just call them space crabs or space lobsters or whatever. And they're meant to be. They're just meant to be fun things. And remember, I'm a puppeteer too, so I do like when I'm not fly tying, I do puppety things. But I think these will be. You put this on a hook, I think this is going to be a great bass fly or you know, like a crayfish.
Numi said, "What about an Oscar the Grouch slimy worm?"
Oh, an Oscar the Grouch slimy worm. I have a puppet of that. I don't have any. I don't have any Oscar the Grouch slimy worm flies. But you know what? I absolutely can tie that.
You can.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I'll make something like that for sure. So there you go, Solo. Solo.
Did you see what Solo said?
What do you say? Well, there went my Earth bug theory. You can tie anything, Jody. Yeah. See. You know what? I crazy enough. I can. This, I don't know if I showed you guys. I don't know if you've seen it on my channel. It's on my channel. I tied this black cricket.
Did you see what Jared said?
I tied this blindfolded. What?
Did you see what Jared said about the toe?
What did Jared say about the toe? When you cast it, is that toe flu? I don't know, Jared, but I know in the summer. So I made one for me, and I made one for Paul.
Yeah.
And I'm sending one to Paul, and I'm gonna fish one, and Paul's gonna fish one.
Oh, and you're gonna see.
And me and Paul are gonna do a challenge to see who can catch the first fish on the toe fly. But yeah. But this cricket here,
yes.
This exact one, I tied it blindfolded. Because everybody's like, can you tie? You could probably tie blindfolded. You've been tying so long. So I did.
You have a video.
I have a video on my channel. It's about 45 minutes long.
It's a long time ago.
It's I was a bigger guy then too. So if you don't recognize the guy, because I took off some pounds since then, probably like 100 pounds. But this fly was blindfolded, and my buddy Davey McPhail.
Yes.
If you don't know Davey McPhail, he's in the fly tying world. He is a spectacular fly tyer, and he did a blindfolded fly challenge. And when he did that, I was like, I'm going to do that too. So, and of course, what he tied was not this complicated. It was a simpler fly. But I wanted a real challenge. So I tied this fly, this cricket, and I'm going to fish it blindfolded as soon as the weather gets nice enough for those fish to start eating it. Where I am, they're not eating topwater flies yet. But the second they start eating topwater flies,
yeah,
I'm going to go out somewhere where there's no other people.
Yeah.
And I will have Mrs. Superfly film me, and she's going to be far enough away from from me so that I don't hook her with the thing. But I'm going to put this exact fly on the line and fish it blindfolded. And then I will record it and post it up for you guys.
Jared said it looks good for blindfolded.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm feeling like I need to do another blindfolded challenge because I haven't done one this is a couple years. This has been 4 years, 5 years for sure since I did this. So, and
because you've kept the weight off.
I've kept the weight off for 2. So I'm thinking to do it again.
Yeah.
But when I used to do some like instructional, like I used to go to a school with my buddy Constantine. He was a teacher, and I used to go into his class and teach the kids to tie flies. And the kids would ask crazy questions like, can you tie a fly in under a minute? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, okay, do it. So like, obviously I didn't tie a cricket in under a minute. Now that'd be a Guinness World Challenge, I think, the fastest tying fly. But you know what? I can tie woolly buggers or leech patterns in under a minute. Bada boom, 60 seconds, nothing. I can do it in like 48 seconds or less. So you just boop, put it on, tie it on, it's done. So is it possible? Absolutely possible. I'm always up for a crate. You know what? When you tie flies for a long time, you start getting crazy in the head and you go, hey, can I do this? Hey, yeah, I can do that. So So yeah, so that's how all these crazy bugs came about. And you know what? The good thing is there are so many insects in this world and bugs and spiders and crazy things that I am never going to run out of ideas. So like God has blessed me with a trillion gajillion bugs and only 100 years to try and recreate them all, and I'll never get it done. So um, yeah, so I'm always up for some challenge. So if you guys
What's a waltz worm?
a waltz worm,
Is that from the movie?
hmm, waltz worm, huh? Waltz worm. I'm gonna. Do you have you tied a waltz worm, Jared? I what I need a guiding. I'm gonna have to Google that. I'm not sure what a waltz worm is, but I will Google that. And if you have one on your challenge on your page, I will definitely like to see one. Uh, and if you need me to tie one and then learn from me, I'll figure it out. There ain't no fly I can't figure out. I just need and sometimes I figure them out quick, depending on the fly. See, here's the thing about is as long as it looks buggy,
Yeah.
fish will eat it.
We know.
They don't care if it's real or not. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jared. That if it's a buggy, if it just make it look buggy, fish will eat it. It just has to look buggy. This message is held for review. What? I tie a sexy waltz on my channel, but I meant it for I wanted to show. Sorry, my nightbot held your comment because you said sexy.
Silver tinsel? Oh, silver tinsel rib.
Silver tinsel rib.
That's why.
Okay. Yeah. I will go check that one out for sure. I think I didn't see the video, but I seen the thumbnail for it. So now that I'm thinking about it, that's where I did see a sexy walt. That's a good one, eh? You catch a lot of trout with that one. I apologize. My Nightbot doesn't like the word sexy. I probably because I put. You guys know that I'm a follower of Christ, so I'm a Christian. So when I set up Nightbot, I set it up to not let certain words go through because I don't want the chat to get all crazy. And even though I'm not set for children, there are some people I encourage, like I hand out business cards and I encourage people to check out my channel and come on with their children so that I know children may or may not be seeing these things. So my chats will always be clean. They'll be crazy, but they'll always be clean and family friendly. So sorry about that, Jared. The word sexy, I guess the Nightbot didn't like it. But the good thing is, if your messages get caught by Nightbot, the Nightbot gives me the option to show it. So I don't think the word sexy is a bad thing. So I released it for you, Jared. Yay! So
it's a great winter and spring trout fly.
It's an under a minute tie, super easy. Well, that's always good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great winter and spring trout fly, which is also good.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
Yeah,
no worries. About the Nightbot. Yeah. Yes. Well, what? Yes. So the Mrs. Superfly's tablet's about to die, and I tied the crayfish, and I know somebody who wants it. He wants it badly, and I'm gonna give it to him. You know why? He was the first guy on my channel, I'm pretty sure, and he's been a good friend of mine for quite a bit now, and he's been very loyal, and we always have a good laugh. So Solo, I'll send this in with your your ninja fly. I will send you a crayfish. I won't make you wait. I know you want one, so you're gonna get one. Yeah, Solo's my buddy. Can't deny it. Solo's my friend. Ninja. And like I said, I'll blow up that Solo shirt. You want the Solo Ninja shirt or you want the Solo Nose shirt?
Solo knows.
You want the Solo Nose one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll blow it up. You just got to take it to a print shop.
He
And
knows he's gonna use. He said on here, he has a friend who does it.
he has a friend who does it.
Yeah.
All right. And when you start doing videos with the Solo Nose shirt, I'll be there to watch. That'll be cool if you start doing content Solo, like live videos and stuff. I have checked out your videos. Like Solo does have a couple of videos on his channel.
Okay.
Yeah. But if he starts really putting if he starts doing lives and some real good, I will for sure be there watching him because Solo's awesome.
Oh, Bay 8. He does them.
Oh, Bay does it.
Yoshi.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just send Yoshi the image and have him do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So is Jared from? I don't know when they say mate. He says, "Good job, mate."
Jared?
Yeah.
Jared?
Is he from Australia or something?
No. I think Jared, you're from the States.
Oh, okay.
I think he's from the States.
Okay. He just said, "Well done, mate."
Yeah.
Okay.
I say it too.
Oh, do you?
When you start visiting other people's live streams,
Yeah,
you
start
start
talking
picking
like
up
'em.
you start picking up other accents and different words from different countries. And
Yeah.
like somebody asked me Sunday, they go, if you're a Canadian, how come you don't sound like a Canadian?
Yeah.
And the reason for that is,
Yeah.
now you're going to find this, you guys will understand this, I'm sure. The reason I probably don't sound like a Canadian is because I've been hanging out in chats with Americans for over 4 weeks now, and you start blending in with the language.
Okay.
And I've been hanging out with guys from the UK and from
Yes,
Australia.
yes,
So,
yeah.
you start getting into this, hey,
Yeah.
mate, what's going on, mate? You start
Yeah.
picking up, when you're
Yeah.
talking for hours and
Yeah,
hours
yeah.
chatting with that, you start picking in those words, right?
Yeah.
So,
Um,
Eastern US, the Appalachians.
yeah. Jared's setting up to do a live Bunyan vintage fly.
Oh, are you going to do one live? I'll be there. Absolutely. Are you doing that? You're doing that right, like today, like right now?
Oh, see, he's Scottish and American Indian. So when he said mate, I kind of had it.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Mrs. Superfly kind of got it. There you go.
Okay.
But if you're gonna tie that like now, when I'm gonna be ending now, I'm gonna go over there and watch you tie that. And if you guys
I'm gonna
wanna see a cool fly, if he's tying up a Bunyan bug, you guys got to go see that. Like if you guys anybody who's seen the movie A River Runs Through It, that is a cool movie, and that fly is one of the ones from that movie. And Jared was telling me the other day that he met why can't I think of his name? Norman Mead. So that's cool. Like that is so cool. Oh, not right now, but soon.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I'll keep my eye. I've got my notification set. So if it sets, I will go and watch that for sure. There you go. Lumi's gonna check it too. It's a cool fly. It's yeah, and I already watched your videos on them. He does them really good. Jarrett is got that down to a T. Yeah, Richard Rose. Yeah, Norman's grandson. Right. So that's cool. I mean, that's really, really super awesome. So yeah, go when he's there. I'll be there for sure. So go check him out. He does a great job on those. What did Mrs. Superfly say?
I'm
Okay,
going to
you
cook
lovely
dinner,
people.
sweetheart.
I must go. I got to cook dinner for the Superfly because he's so awesome and he loves me and he takes care of me and he's amazing and he's a good guy. Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen it. I posted it just before I came on here, but I did a tackle talk with my mom yesterday. We did go fishing. I did take
Just
my
make sure you read the chat.
Yes, I'm going to read the chat because now it's just me and Maria's Mrs. Superfly is cooking now. So we did go fishing, me, mom, and Maria, and I brought the equipment and all the fly rods and all the gear because I was going to show you guys how the second part of fly casting. Because I mean, some of you know it. Like I know Jared's a fly fisherman. Some of you know, but some of you on here are not fly fishermen yet. I was going to do part 2 to part 1, but unfortunately the wind was howling and the fish were not biting. I caught 9, but that's not very many for me. Usually, you guys know, I caught 40 last Wednesday. So that was a bit of a downgrade for me. And I got outfished by a worm fisherman. There was 2 or 3 guys that were fishing with worms and they caught like 30 fish. I got outfished by a worm fisherman. Shame. Anyways, every so often God humbles me that way. Not too often, but every so often. But anyways, I meant to film that, but unfortunately I couldn't. But when we got home, Mom's tackle box was a right mess, and I said, "Hey, why don't we just film me and you hanging out, Ma, and recording the tackle box cleanup?" So she said, "Yeah, let's do it." So did I see the bunion bugs in my shorts? The red? Yes, I did, and the hopper and the horsefly, and they were spectacular. You did an exceptional job with that. You have a great talent there, my friend Jared. Absolutely, absolutely. If you haven't subscribed to Jared, go subscribe to him, and please ignore my Nightbot. I wouldn't have said that out loud. Just kidding. We all get humbled. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm a very transparent person, Solo. I mean, I know I'm all jokes and giggles and stuff, but at my core, I am humble and I got nothing to hide. Um, just like everybody else. I'm a real person. I make boo-boos, I make mistakes, and we've all sinned, we've all fallen short. So yeah, the other day the worm guys got me. They got me but good. Oh, what did Bay say? I missed what Bay said. I wasn't fishing this weekend and it started snowing. I meant I went fishing. Yeah. It Bay, where are you from? It was snowing? No, it wasn't snowing. That's a bad word. Don't say that on my chat. Snowing. Horrible. I don't like the snow. Love that mom. I just took my to the hospital today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jared. He's in California. Nice. Wait a minute. It snowed in California? I thought it doesn't snow in California. The weather is nuts now. With all this seeding of the clouds and rain and seeding, and why is the government messing with everything so badly? Anyways, I'm not going to get into the government. We'll leave the government out of this. All us real fishing people, we'll just stick together and talk about fishing stuff. But the weather is crazy. Absolutely. Yeah. Jared, for sure. We're going to be praying for your mom. 100%. Me and the Mrs. Superfly, we'll add her to our prayer list. Yeah, right, Mo? Like crazy. They just go nuts messing with stuff. Like just let your people live. Why do our governments got to be so stupid? Just let the people let us get along and be together and eat and have a house and or home over our heads and survive, and they always got to make us fight and argue, and sometimes the world's so bad. But anyways, I'm not going to get my theories about that because that's a long topic. I'm just happy. You know what? I'm so happy you guys all showed up. I love you guys so much, and I'm super honored. You guys know I get emotional at the end of my my live streams, because I am really honored, like honestly, from the bottom of my heart, that you guys have all showed up. And hey, look at the counter. We're at 133 subscriptions. You guys are amazing. You guys did that. And when we reach the 1,000, I am giving away a Jody's fly box, and I can't wait. And I was, the numbers are starting to go up quick, so there might not be as many flies in the fly box as I thought, because I thought it was going to take a long time to get there, but it's like really gone up quick. And if you wonder what that April 15th, 2006, day 14 is, I started live streaming for the first time on this channel on April 15th. So it hasn't been that long. And that's how many days it's been. And I went from 35 subscribers to 133 in 14 days, which is a lot because it took me 3 years to get to the 35. So in 14 days, I've like maxed out. So I'm super, super happy. Your streams are always really good, man. Thanks, Mo. Yeah, you know what? I just love hanging out with you guys, and God gave me some talent and a lot of practice time, and I've used it. And I just, more importantly than anything, I mean, I always hope to teach you guys something, but more importantly, I just love hanging out with you guys, and we're all fishermen, or most of us are fishermen, and I just love hanging out with you guys and talking, and yeah, it's really cool. And I love going to your guys' channels. I do, and one more time, I apologize for the Nightbot. I'm going to this evening go in there and reset him up. I just wanted to set him up on my last chat, and the Nightbot will not be spamming the chat every 5 minutes. I set him up so my chats won't get spammed, and it's the Nightbot that's spamming the chats. And I have a funny suspicion that most people who set the Nightbot up on their channel for the first time have this problem until they realize, yeah, that wasn't a good idea. And then they go in there and redirect the Nightbot, and he stops spamming your channel and actually doing what you want him to do. So I do apologize for that. Thank you guys for your patience on that. But anyways, brothers and sisters, it has been a splice. I am going to clean up my mess again. Every time I chat with you, every time I come on live, my area becomes a complete and total mess. So I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to help the Mrs. Superfly cook dinner and set up the table for dinner and everything. So I'm going to get fed, and I love you guys. I will catch you guys on your lives, and I will comment in your comments. Thank you everybody for coming. And I'm not sure if I'll live stream anymore this week. I'll try. Mrs. Superflies, I don't think so. You're busy. You're doing things for me now. It's springtime. Yes, Mrs. Superfly, I love you. Anyways, if I don't, you will see me on Sunday. She goes, I'm just kidding. It'll depend. If it's raining and we can't fish and do anything around the house, then there's a good chance you might see me again. If not, then you'll see me again on your lives. if I don't use the time to make another live, I will for sure do it on your lives. So either way, I will see you guys out there. I will catch you on the next live, wherever that is. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for that thing. If you're watching this later and you're not one of my subscribers, although pretty much everybody who came in today is a subscriber, but if you're not and you're watching this later, hit that subscribe button. Helps me out, helps the channel. Go watch one of my videos, leave a comment. It helps to stick. And if you enjoy the content, watch more of my videos. It helps with the watch hours. And I am trying to get a play button, so I need 100,000 of you to be friends of mine. So if you're not my friend, hit the subscribe button and be my friend. Yay! God bless you guys. All the believers out there, God bless you. We love you. And keep your fly on the water, tight lines, and in my case, fish on Canada. Peace.